Are you okay? Do you need help? Eva, can you help? Can you put the cork in the bottle?
Thank you, Eva.
Oh, wow. I was kidding, but it's actually happening right now. Eva's doing it.
Eva does. Eva does things for us that we don't deserve. That's fine.
Ugh, Eva, you're fired.
Yeah, what the hell?
Eva, you're being timed. How bad do you want the job?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay. She wins. You're in. You're still in.
Yeah,
You're
but
still
now
in.
I want more wine, so do I have to... No, don't take it out.
Take it out with your teeth like a pirate, Eva. Go.
Guys, welcome to episode 65.
All right.
65, that's a lot.
And that's not even including the listeners' episodes.
That's bananas.
That means we're very close to 100.
Oh, total, yes.
Yes.
Yes. This episode is sponsored by Chloe Mays.
Sup, Chloe Mays?
She's been a Patreon donor since October,
October.
the month of Halloween.
Wow.
What else happens then? It's Allison's
You get
birthday.
married. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And I get married.
okay. And it's Allison's birthday.
Yeah, each of us have a
Allison, you heard me
opposite-
say that before Christine, right?
opposite life event happening. So thank you, Chloe, for supporting us. This is a big episode because I have a lot to say.
Guys, some of you really like our long episodes. Some of you really don't like it. But buckle up regardless. I hope you're on a road trip.
It's all on brand.
I hope you have a really long day ahead of you at work and you just need something to listen to and you're hoping that this will be a little longer than usual.
Grab a Mr. Pibb
Whoa.
and a Snickers bar.
Hashtag ad.
Fuel up. No ad.
No ad.
Just grab it and fuel up.
I have a lot to say. Christine has a lot to say, especially because a lot of things have happened that are very topical.
Emotions are running very high.
Poor Eva has already heard us almost talk about it multiple times tonight.
Poor Eva wants to talk about it, and I'm like, no, I can't talk about it until we start recording.
Eva is starting to learn that one of the things that Christine and I do is we intentionally don't share any personal or important information with each other because we know to just save it for the show. And poor Eva was like, do you want to talk about X, Y, and Z? And we were like, we can't. We just have to have surface conversation until we're done with our tacos and then go upstairs and record.
We're martyrs.
Actually, Eva, just get ready alongside everyone else.
We're martyrs for the cause. Also, if you're listening to this backwards, like a lot of people do, Eva, they're like, who the hell is Eva?
Yeah. First of all, rude.
First of all,
You've got 64 other episodes to listen to is what you got to do.
catch the fuck up.
Catch the fuck up. Eva is our wonderful assistant who does things like put corks in our wine bottles when they're not empty yet. Also, I just watched Christine use a lesbian coloring book as a mouse pad, and we're not even going to talk about it, I guess. I just wanted to bring it to the attention of everyone.
What is there to talk about?
Okay, anyway, let's just move on. I know you want to talk about it. I know you're itching. I see you moving.
I'm twitching. Here's the thing.
Let's do a table of contents for what's about to happen.
Okay.
Because we got a lot of things to cover.
Let's go. All on brand, guys.
All on brand.
Not making shit up.
One,
One.
Christine got a cat.
Oh, that's number one.
No, I'm just making sure that we don't forget.
Oh, sure. Okay.
1, Christine got a cat.
Yes.
2, Christine went to Alcatraz.
Yes.
3, Erons.
Erons. Golden State Killer.
Also, I have things to say too, but I guess they're not as important. This is a very Christine-based...
No. What are your things?
No, you're not going to care.
What? I do care.
The Avengers comes out tonight, and I'm missing it for this show, which I hope everyone knows after 10 years of waiting for this movie, and I'm here right now. I hope you know how important the show
I think
is.
Eva's also missing it.
Eva, are you a Marvel fan? Oh my fucking God. You're hired all over again.
Are you guys going to leave me?
Oh my God, wait.
Shit, she's missing it.
Eva.
For this?
We have so much to talk about.
This is not good.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to record our own Marvel episode. Okay, Christine, you have the floor.
Well, now I feel like...
I will say, okay, let me just have 2 minutes and then you can do all of your stuff.
Okay, go.
Okay, I have waited my entire life for Infinity War. It comes out tonight. It is Thursday night. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Why didn't you tell me? We would have moved it.
Because...
You know I don't pay attention to that.
Because Allison also told me that we had to go see it on Friday.
Oh, okay, so it's not just my fault.
I just want to blame it on you. And so I'm not seeing it until Friday. I'm not seeing it until tomorrow. And I got the tickets like a month ago. So we've got front row seats. I'm so excited. Not front row.
It's
It's
like, you're doing
figure.
it wrong.
And I'm very excited, although I'm very scared, because if they're going to do it based on how the comic books go, I'm not going to like what I see. But I'm very excited. And I have a theory. I haven't seen it yet, but I have a theory that my favorite concept in the world, time travel, is involved, and they are going to go back to the first movie when they first became the Avengers.
Eva, what are your thoughts?
Eva, here's the microphone. Speak into it as closely as possible. Whoa. famous words.
We need to get our own microphone. She has a lot to contribute to
And
this.
I'm not saying that because I read a script or... I mean, I do work at the place where we made everything, but I don't know any more than anyone else does. They've been very hush-hush.
True. So you haven't read it in advance.
I don't know. I just been...
Now, here's the
I have a
question.
theory.
If you had gotten access, would you have read it in advance, or would you have been like, I don't want spoilers?
I would have liked to be able to trust myself to not read it, but I would have.
You would have done it.
I would have done it and hated myself afterwards.
You would have been like, no, I shouldn't read it, and then you would have read it.
Oh, I will say. I'm not allowed to post a picture yet, but I requested at work that I could do it on my birthday as my birthday gift from the office. But I can't post the picture until after the movie comes out, so I have to do it after May 4th anyway, or April 27th.
What?
I got to wear the Infinity Gauntlet at work, which I know you don't know what that is. It's very important.
Look at her.
It's very important.
Understand.
It's very important. Just please pretend you're very excited.
Wow.
It's
Holy smokes.
It's like, you know how Captain America has a shield and Thor has his Mjolnir and all that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. The Infinity Gauntlet is like the biggest. It's the Infinity War, and the Infinity Gauntlet has all the Infinity
what's a
Stones.
Gauntlet? What
it's
is
a
that?
glove.
Oh, I thought a gauntlet was like an activity of physical strength.
Well, they're certainly going to have a lot of physical activity in this movie,
feats,
so you're not wrong.
I thought like if you go through a gauntlet, you're like going through physical feats. Oh, okay. I don't know anything.
You're really nitpicking something that's...
I don't know what a gauntlet
Eva,
is.
I wore the Infinity Gauntlet and it glows and everything.
Is it a sword, a glove? Like what?
It's a glove.
What's a glove?
It's a glove.
Wow.
It's very cool, and I got to touch the one.
glows?
I got to touch the one.
That's pretty dope.
Anyway, I'm going to see it on screen tomorrow. I'm going to cry. I've already told everyone.
You're gonna cry?
Oh, at least 3 times.
Have I seen you cry before?
You've seen me cry, but you haven't seen me weep, which Allison is going to see. And I've already warned her, because at the beginning of every Marvel movie, they always have like that intro sequence where the Marvel like title shows up and it's made out of comic books. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure, yes.
When they show that with the Infinity War music in the background, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. And I've already told Allison I don't care what she sees, and she can't judge me for it. And like she cannot like, and also let's all have like a 3-second moment of silence for Allison, because she has been the best girlfriend. She has watched 18 movies.
Well, was one of them the one? Did you buy one on our TV?
Yeah, I need to Venmo you.
You need to Venmo my brother, because he's like, "Why are you watching Spider-Man? I thought you were in San Francisco."
Yeah, I also babysat Gio this weekend, and then we bought it, and then after we bought it, we were like, oh, this isn't our Amazon account. Yeah, okay, I owe him money.
Whoops.
But anyway, we watched all 18. Allison watched all 18. She knows everything. She's entirely prepped for the Infinity War tomorrow, and she's the world's best girlfriend.
Wow.
Anyway, that was my whole thing.
That was longer than 2 minutes.
I bet yours is going to be longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you told me you got 2 minutes.
Eva, edit it to 2 minutes. Okay, go, Christine.
Okay, I appreciate your passion.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it in whatever order you want.
Fucking Golden State Killer
Here it is.
was caught this morning. Yesterday
Caught.
morning. Like
Actually caught.
literally
Like after over 40 years of waiting for him to get caught.
captured.
What episode did we talk about him on?
48.
If you would like to travel back to 48, where we did not know the future.
We did not, and I said he probably won't ever get caught.
And now, here it is.
Just bananas. So weird, because I've been reading Michelle McNamara's book, I'll Be Gone in the Dark, who's Patton Oswalt's wife. I mentioned it briefly on our episode, but I wasn't really fully in it yet, so I didn't really understand the impact of that book. But so her book, she passed away before it was published, so then it was posthumously published by her friends and Patton Oswalt and some researchers. And I had started reading it, and I was about a third of the way through, and I was reading it one night and I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning, literally 6 hours after I'd put the book down, and he was fucking caught. And it was the most surreal.
And just in case people don't know, what's the book about?
Oh, so it's about her research into the Golden State Killer, aka Earons, aka East Area Rapist / original Night Stalker. And she passed away, but she had been tracking him and researching him and doing her own. She had a website called True Crime Diary and was a true crime, researcher and journalist. And she wrote this book, was working on this book. And it's incredible. It's terrifying. And it's a really well done account of just everything that he did during the 40 fucking
rapes and 12 kills and
insane. And just like theories as to like why he hasn't been caught, who he is. And at the end of the book, she theorizes that she's like, a lot of people think that he died because his sort of like reign of terror just suddenly ended very abruptly. And she basically theorized in her book, like, I know you're alive and I don't believe you're dead and I don't believe you went to jail. Like, I know you're out there and you're going to be caught. And she passed away. So it was like really emotional.
Wow.
They actually caught him and it was like, she's not here
she
for
was
that.
Right. I know
she was
that.
Right. And she's not here for it. So Patton Oswalt posted like, this is the definition of bittersweet. Like, she did it.
Yeah.
And also like, she can't be here for it. Anyway, so I've cried a lot today, but it was crazy. And I know so like Case File is one of my favorite podcasts, and they did a 5-part episode on the Golden State Killer back in the day, which is like the most thorough thorough podcast I've ever listened to about him. We covered it obviously in episode 48, but I don't want to pretend like I
right.
knew what the fuck. I mean,
hindsight is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, and I covered it, and it's just amazing because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember researching all this, but now it's just so like in the forefront that I can't pretend to know how. Like,
we'll have to do like an analysis episode or something.
Yeah,
where
I was
like
thinking that.
You look back at like the original notes and it's like, oh, well, this was happening and this, and this.
Totally. I was thinking that too, because like a lot of people tweeted us like, I was listening to your episode and then like knowing what we know now and putting it on top of it is such a weird layer.
Crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, if you haven't listened to it yet, or if you have, just sum up Golden State Killer, he in the 60s to the 80s,
I think early 70s to 86.
or yeah, early 70s to 86, raped at least 50 women, terrorized towns across California, up and down California, murdered at least a dozen people, just like traumatized.
Yeah, it wasn't
towns.
just raping them, it was coming back into their lives in the future and making sure that they didn't forget him. Who could, but
psychological torture, just really, really bad, and just then vanished. And I know, like, So My Favorite Murder did a kind of like, as it was happening, they just released an episode the day of. I know a lot of podcasts are going to be talking about this, but I just kind of wanted to update anybody who maybe doesn't listen to those episodes or whatever. And I don't know how much you know about all this.
I know our episode.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, I like watched the conference yesterday at noon.
Yeah, the press conference.
Although I did watch it at my lunch break, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I was like slowly catching up.
It was pretty short anyway. I feel like it wasn't as like illuminating, I guess, as many people had hoped. But since then, a lot more information has come out. So I'm just going to kind of like sum up what happened. So Golden State Killer was at large for over 40 years. A lot of people theorized that he had died. Nobody really knew where he had gone, whether he had gone to jail or what. Yesterday, they finally caught him. It was like a shock to everyone, even people who had worked the case for decades, because a lot of people had just assumed it would never happen.
At least by this point, he was dead. A lot of people assumed.
Yeah, exactly. At the best that he was dead. At the worst, they would just never figure it out. Mm-hmm. And it was he was like the most prolific cold case in the history of America. Like, it was no fucking joke. So his name is Joseph James D'Angelo. They found him in Citrus Heights, California. He is 72 years old. So it turns out he served in Vietnam for 22 months. He graduated with honors from Sacramento State with a degree in criminal justice and then joined the Auburn police force. So he was actually a police officer. He was actually a police officer for all but one of the East Area rapist attacks. So every single one but one he committed while he was a working police officer. He was dismissed from the police force on August 29th, 1979 for shoplifting a can of dog repellent and a hammer from a Sacramento drugstore.
Great. Not sketchy things at all.
No. It actually reminds me of
Robert Durst.
Yeah, Robert Durst, who also was fucking
He stole a Band-Aid.
It's like sandwich and a Band-Aid.
Calm the fuck down.
That was one of our early episodes too.
Episode 2, guys.
It was, huh? The Band-Aid. Yeah, so shoplifting for no reason other than, like, I guess a thrill or maybe hiding the brand or whatever, whatever reason you have to shoplift. But so he was dismissed after shoplifting, and that's actually when his crimes shifted from East Area rapist down to Southern California, where he began murdering his victims. So it escalated. So he not only was dismissed from the police force and moved to a new county, he also escalated his crimes and started murdering his victims. So after he committed 12 murders, at least, then he just suddenly stopped and the murders ended, and he spent the rest of his life until retirement working at Save Mart supermarkets for almost 30 years. He retired this year.
Oh, God.
He actually was working. His job was, this is so bananas, I saw this on Reddit. His job was across the street from the FBI headquarters in Sacramento.
Oh, my God.
So if you look at Google Maps, it's like FBI headquarters, and then the distribution center that he worked at was like across the street, which is just nutso.
The whole time he was across this fucking street.
30 years he worked there.
Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight, for real. So basically, the Sacramento County Sheriff, Scott Jones, said the task force had been conducting surveillance on him, on D'Angelo, for several days, and they retrieved his DNA from a discarded item like a soda can or something in his trash. Then they at first didn't say like how they came to suspect him. And today it came out that they actually used like Ancestry.com or 23andMe, one of the ancestry like DNA sites, and a family member had like submitted their DNA for ancestry testing, and they had been able to look at the family tree and track down relatives who fit the profile, and they were able to find him as someone who was born in the right time period, lived in the right area, and that's how they basically pinned him down.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like through one of these...
Who'd have thought? Like
DNA,
family lineage sites.
Exactly. One of those like ancestry sites. And they haven't confirmed which one it was, but they have said that that's how they were able to initially zero in on him. They also said that the way that in the press conference, they said it had been 6 days that they had been like plotting this capture or this arrest. They decided to wait until D'Angelo left his house, and a lot of people theorize that it was because, if you swarm in on someone while they're in their house and they're older and they know they're guilty, they might commit suicide on the spot to evade capture.
Right.
So instead of swarming in on him, they waited really patiently. Several hours before he was arrested, he was seen in his garage working on his boat, just kind of like puttering around his house. And eventually he went outside and hold on, I have a quote here. He went outside and he was arrested. And as the FBI and law enforcement was arresting him, he said that he had a roast in the oven, and the FBI said, "We'll take care of it," and took him into custody. Just like, I just don't know. a lot of neighbors were shocked by the arrest because a lot of them had lived there for literal decades and had known him since childhood. And
Right.
we're like, oh, he was just like the nice neighbor who helped my dad build a pool or helped us build a fence. A lot of people said he was quirky and he swore a lot and he would be in his front yard yelling at himself if he lost his keys, or he like had a weird anger problem, but it was mostly just like a weird quirk of an old man. Like nothing like that Simpsons guy who used to yell at clouds or whatever the fuck. Like just like a quirky old man with an anger problem. So most people were shocked. Some people were like, he always gave me the creeps. One neighbor said he had once found D'Angelo like prowling in his side yard.
Ugh.
And then had hopped on a bike and ridden away. So some people had gotten the creeps from him, but most people were like, oh, I just thought he was like an elderly dude an ex-cop, why would you think anything of it? He has 3 adult daughters.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One big thing was that, so a lot of victims, if you read I'll Be Gone in the Dark, a lot of the victims said that, not a lot, but several had said that during the attacks, they would hear him whimpering and crying and like gasping. And one of the things that he would say is, I'm sorry, mommy. And like, or like, fuck you, mommy. And like get really worked up about it. And some internet sleuths looked into this and did some research, and it's now coming out that he had actually been engaged at one point and it had been broken off to a woman named Bonnie, and one of the victims had said he wasn't saying mommy, he was saying Bonnie.
Oh no.
So that's another twist where they're like, shit, like maybe he was not saying mommy or whatever, he was saying. This was like Bonnie.
Revenge.
Yeah, he had issues.
Oh no.
About the engagement that was broken off. So that's another theory they're now looking at, because one victim swears he was saying Bonnie, not mommy.
Yeah.
A neighbor, Gabby Ramirez, who's 14 and lived a street over, played with D'Angelo's granddaughter all the time, said he was a normal grandpa, said like she never felt weird around him. He was just a nice man who would take them out to get ice cream sometimes. The neighbor said, oh, he was just like a friendly guy, I mean, classic, like cliche fucking serial killer. He was very meticulous about his yard and his boat, and like he painted lines on the driveway to make sure his boat was parked exactly to the right inch. But other than that, nobody really suspected anything. And at this point, all we know is that he's been arrested. His DNA is 100% matched to the murders across the board. And
so it's definitely him.
He's the one.
Wow.
Yeah. He lived there for over 30 years in that house.
Well, I only found out about all this because one of my jobs at work is to like do our like Twitter updates and all that. And so I went on Twitter, and one of like the trending things like East Area rapist, and I was like, why on earth is this trending? And I was like, this is a weird time, but I'm going to have to go look at this. And so I like clicked, and everyone was talking about it.
It was just funny because you texted me like, did you know? And I was like, since 5:30 in the morning, I've been in this just like deep 5:30.
I found out at like 11, or whenever I texted you, it was when I found out. And then you were like, oh, I'm not doing any work today. I'm literally like ready for the conference at noon. And I was like, there's a conference at noon?
I was like, I've been staring at the Fox 40 like streaming soon for like an hour and a half, knowing it's not even coming yet, but just like waiting. And the Twitter, oh my God, it's nuts. And a lot of people have, so we had 3 adult daughters, and a lot of people did their like Reddit sleuthing and like found the daughters' professions and stuff, and it's like a little bit fucked up because like they had no idea. And
yeah, can you imagine like what those 3 daughters are now going through?
And the family, I mean, they're victims in their own right, and it's like we don't need to be plastering their fucking professions all over the internet. I think one of them was like a professor, like they're very established adult. I mean, they're,
and that poor girl like now victims. Has to like, I'm sure people are going to be horrible and like for some reason blame them or say like, and they're horrible things to them.
Tracked down. Right. They're being, right. Exactly. Like they're being attacked. They don't,
like they just found out their dad was this guy. Like chill the fuck out. They've had enough.
They didn't.
The poor wife.
Yeah. So
the wife that gave birth to 3 of his children.
So it was an ex-wife.
Poor Bonnie. Oh,
Well, Bonnie.
where's Bonnie?
No. So he was engaged to Bonnie, and then that broke off. Like,
I know, but poor Bonnie. Like, if Bonnie hears about this, even if they're not together.
well, I'm sure Bonnie will hear. Listen, Bonnie will hear about it.
Oh my God. Poor everyone that's ever known him.
Yeah, poor fucking.
And poor victims. Let's also remember that. Poor everyone that actually had to meet this guy at the worst.
Did you see in the press conference when the brother of one of the victims? So it was the brother of one of the victims and his wife. So his brother and sister-in-law had been killed in, I believe, 1980 by the Golden State Killer. And he was at the press conference and he basically scolded. He said,
I do remember this.
thank you to law enforcement for figuring this out, but also, like,
Everyone can finally sleep.
well, he said, like, shame on you for not utilizing DNA in the right way and being able to, like,
Yeah.
do this better. And then he basically said, like, to all the victims, sleep well tonight. He won't be coming in your window. And it was just, like, the most chilling.
There was an article I read about the youngest girl that he attacked, who was 13, and like her sister was in the room and her dad was in, like, or they were like in down the hall.
Yeah.
And she said that like she never spoke to any of the other victims, but she knew that all of them were like celebrating together. Like she, like, without like ever speaking to them, she knew that everyone was like thinking of each other today.
It's just heartbreaking. And so at the very least, they get some closure on that, and the family members. I mean, and like if you listen to the book or read the book, it's like the number of just like marriages and lives that were ruined, even if people survived, you know, like it ruined marriages. Like people weren't able to ever
look at each other. They just literally couldn't look at each other.
Or just even have sex again ever with anyone, or like sleep comfortably, or just, I mean, just the trauma of it and not. And so finally, at least someone.
Hopefully he like gives a reason. Like he like says something soon, like makes a statement of why he fucking did it.
And he's on suicide watch, so like hopefully they can make sure he doesn't fucking do anything stupid before he's held accountable for his shit, you know. Anyway, that's my rant, and I keep refreshing Twitter, so
okay,
we'll see if anything else happens. But yeah, crazy.
Okay. Your cat.
Oh, I have a kitten.
Her name is
Juniper,
and we love her.
Her name's Juniper /Junie/June. Geo and Juniper, Geo and June, Geo and Junie, whatever you prefer.
Geo and Junie. That's
Geo
fine.
and Junie. It's so cute.
G and Jew. Oh.
Nope.
Well, whatever.
It's like from Bob's Burgers, Jeju.
It's like, oh, you're my angel dust. Nope, that's a drug. Well,
nope, that's a race of person. Jew.
Well, Eva and I met Juniper at the same time. We both bonded on our stomachs trying to get the cat to hang out with us, but she's still a little skittish. She let us play with her a little bit. I forcefully grabbed her and made her let me hold her. She was fine. She hung out for a little bit.
Geo, to answer your question, everybody, Geo is not into it.
Geo's pissed.
Geo was like, I'm an only child and I don't approve of any of this.
I get it. I'd be the same way.
Yeah, M would understand, yes.
Geo and I will bond as only children.
Yeah, M showed up and I could already tell Geo was like, look what's happening in my house.
He looked frazzled. He was like, someone needs to hear me when I say help. Get this little white ghost out of my house.
SOS.
He hates it.
He hates it. And to answer your question, also, a lot of people are like throwing out names. We considered all of them. Some people said Casper, and we almost named her Casper.
Are we even going to mention that I also suggested Casper on my own?
I was going to say, I can't remember if you said Ghost or Casper.
I said Casper like the ghost,
Spirit.
but Casper like the cat.
That's true. I forgot about that.
And then I said Spirit because it's
Spirit.
alcoholic and she looks like a ghost because she's white.
So I tried Casper for a while, and it just didn't.
I also said Prosecco.
That's a good one.
And Moscato.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I tried to think alcohol and ghost based.
We tried them all. And my brother was like, stop with the alcohol. And I was like, okay. It was Em's idea.
Yeah.
But so Casper, I tried, and I was like, Cassie, like I tried it, but just Junie, it just like worked better. Mm-hmm. And someone had suggested on the Facebook group, like, oh, when you were reading Geo's Geoscope, you said, oh, Scorpio, Jupiter's in your house this month. Mm-hmm. And someone was like, why is she not naming the cat Jupiter? Like, Jupiter's in your house and will help you adjust to new circumstances. And I was like, that's fucking perfect.
So Jupiter, but Juniper.
But then I was like, Juniper's a easier nicknamey, cute. And I've always liked the name June.
All right.
Junie. And also Em and I were born in June, so.
So it's still got that little narcissistic flair.
Little vain, little cute.
Jupiter, Juniper, June.
Same thing.
Junie. I think of Junie B. Jones, the book.
Yeah, the best book.
Except
right.
Amelia Bedelia.
Well, obviously.
We won't talk about it.
We're never going to stop otherwise.
Probably the most advanced book I ever read.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
were able to read it? I wasn't even.
Halfway.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyway. And
Cosby.
okay, let's talk about Bill Cosby.
Sorry, Bill Cosby was convicted. Cheers.
On all counts. Clink.
Yep.
Congratulations. We're happy you're gone.
Goodbye.
Get out.
Get out. Also, new kitten. What else do I have on here?
Alcatraz.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jesus Christ, guys. This is such a long episode.
Should we just bring that up next week?
Should we? We'll bring
Yeah.
up Alcatraz next week, guys.
We're going to talk about Alcatraz next week because this is way too long already.
Which means Christine and I can't talk about the one thing I desperately want to talk about with her for another week.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just want to add before we get on to this shit is that Wine and Crime, our episode comes out this Tuesday,
Yes.
May 1st.
Yes.
Listener episode comes out the same day.
Okay.
It's going to be a doozy of a day for you.
And that's what day is that? A Monday?
Tuesday.
And a day before that, you get a whole episode from us. You also get a Facebook Live video from us.
Jesus.
Guys, you are just going to get covered in content.
Stop asking so much of us.
We're also going to be doing our first fan mail video.
Extravaganza. We've already done one.
Yeah, but this is like a whole month's worth of stuff.
Sure. This is
And
the whole, like,
we're going to start posting that video once a month as well
on Patreon.
on Patreon. So if you
And
donate
now
a
we have
certain amount.
someone to videotape us. So it's not Em and I passing the camera back and forth.
Right. So we're also going to be doing that this weekend. We're doing that after our Facebook Live video. So you can expect that to get posted soon.
3 p.m. today when this comes out. Facebook Live,
Yes.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Cool.
All
Hopefully
right.
you're there. Ready?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Yes, please start talking because I'm just so worked up.
Okay.
With Squarespace, you can create a beautiful website to turn your turn your cool idea into a new website. B, showcase your work. C, blog or publish content. D, sell products and services of all kinds. Or E, M, all of the above.
E, all the above.
Oh, wait, and there's more.
Oh my God.
F, promote your physical or online business. G, announce an upcoming event or special project.
H.
H, or
And
all
more.
of the above.
So E and H, actually. I want all of them.
You are correct.
Squarespace.
Ding, ding, ding.
Squarespace gives you beautiful templates created by world-class designers and powerful e-commerce functionality that lets you sell anything online.
That means you have the ability to customize your look and feel, settings, products, and more with just a few clicks.
It gives you a new way to buy domains and choose from over 200 extensions. It gives you analytics that help you grow in real time and built-in search engine optimization.
You get free and secure hosting, nothing to patch or upgrade ever, and 24/7 award-winning customer support.
You can make it yourself. You can easily create a website. You can stand out with a beautiful website. I've used Squarespace. It's great. It's super easy. Like, if you don't know how to make a website, it's right there for
And
you.
it looks professional.
And it looks really professional. It looks like you knew what you were doing.
My wedding website is Squarespace, by the way.
Well, there you go.
blazeandchristine.com.
Okay. Well, if you want to go see what a Squarespace website looks like, head over to blazeandchristine.com.
You want to read personal information about my life.
If you're ready to start your new business, make it stand out, and get started with Squarespace, head to go to checkout.
Squarespace.com/drink for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code
Drink.
to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Squarespace.com.
/drink.
Christine, you know your body best.
I sure do. And Lola will give me 4 ways to tailor my Lola subscription to perfectly fit my needs.
Christine, you can pick your products. You can choose from organic cotton tampons,
Woo!
pads or liners, or add a box of each.
The tampons come with a BPA-free plastic applicator or in an environmentally non-applicator format.
You can decide how many boxes you'd like delivered to your door. You can select your shipment frequency, cancel, skip an order, or modify your subscription at any time. And Lola will email you 2 days before your box or boxes ship.
The FDA actually doesn't require brands to disclose a comprehensive list of ingredients in their feminine care products, which is horrifying, so most of them don't.
Major brands use a mix of synthetic ingredients in their products, including rayon and polyester.
Their feminine care products may also be treated with harsh chemical cleansing agents, fragrance, and dyes, but Lola products are 100% organic cotton.
They are founded by women for women, and they are now offering pads and liners as well as non-applicator tampons for those looking for a more environmentally friendly option.
Like me.
Like Christine.
You can also do good with your purchase. For every purchase, they donate feminine care products to homeless shelters across the United States, which is so fucking cool. Ever since I started getting Lola products, I use them regularly, and I don't even take the free tampons from work because I don't like to put that shiz in my body anymore.
Everyone's mad that you even get an option of free tampons at work.
That's fair. I'm very lucky about that.
Between that and Lola, you just are secured for life.
Oh, I take them and I give them to my friends, but then I keep the Lola, the Lola ones. They are delivered right to my door. It's a cute box. They personalize it exactly how I need it. If I want to pause it for a month, I can. They're BPA free, 100% cotton. I don't have to feel weird or worried about what I'm putting in my body. And honestly, I'm just a huge fan.
For 40% off all subscriptions, visit mylola.com and enter DRINK40 when you subscribe.
That's mylola.com and enter promo code DRINK40. You want to take a guess what I'm going to talk about? You're going to get wrong. I just want to hear what you have to possibly say.
Sure. I guess that it's a haunted toy.
No. Although I wish. There's just not enough haunted toys. Guys,
that's probably a good thing.
I guess so, but like, wow, it's running me out of business. You guys are cleaning me out. I don't have a lot of haunted toys left.
It's cleaning me out.
Gosh, now I gotta start talking about aliens and shit just to keep up. Oh.
Aliens? Is that the topic?
No, not yet.
I got real excited.
Not yet.
Well, then don't tease us like that.
Okay. It's a little lengthy, but I think everyone's gonna really get a kick out of it. I was thinking about doing this for our live show.
Why are you looking around? What is it?
I really need everyone's validation right now. I'm mad that I'm doing it today. I wanted to do it for our live show, but I also just want to do it. So hopefully I find something just as good for the live show. Also, I want to do this while I'm like conscious, and we all know I'm going to black out at the live show. So probably better to just do it now.
What is it?
Let's talk about the 9 circles of hell.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. So,
what the fuck?
So I'm not talking about a ghost this time around, but I was like, you know what?
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go there.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Ah! Oh, everyone pointed at me, and I was like, why is everyone looking at me?
Okay, so I tried to print out a little chart for you.
Oh, thanks.
Because there's quite a lot. I learned that there's not just 9 circles of hell, there's 24 regions. So we're going to be doing quite a globetrot. I tried to print this out. It's very complicated. I don't even know if it's worth it.
Jesus. Okay. Abandon. All right, sure.
Okay, I'll use that as a reference when it's needed. How about that?
Okay. Hoarders.
Okay, calm down.
Just take that away.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah. Tell me the thing.
This is based off of Dante's Inferno.
Sure.
In case you haven't figured that out yet.
Yes.
It's also a lengthy story that I have brutally chopped down.
I mean, you didn't read the book, right?
Well, fuck no.
Okay, I was like,
I just said Amelia Bedelia is the best I've ever done. So,
what if you read Dante's Inferno but you couldn't finish?
What if instead of a geoscope, I just read like a snippet of Amelia Bedelia every week, like just a quick quote?
Wait, actually, I'm into it.
Okay, write that down, Eva.
Okay.
She's
actually we need to stop yelling at her. She's just gonna keep grow embittered toward us.
So here's the thing. It's very lengthy. I would literally, if I wanted to do this justice, I would have to recite an entire fucking book to you.
Don't do that.
So I know I'm going to miss very heavily crucial parts.
Oh, so what we're saying is don't tweet us like you forgot something.
Don't tell us that this is inaccurate. I fucking know. I just took out all of the parts where they like, in between each circle, they like have their own trip and they talk to these certain people and he notices certain people at certain circles of hell. Like I avoided all that. We're all here for the torture and types of punishments that the devil likes to whip out. So that's what we brought to the table.
That's what we're all here for.
We're all here for the grotesque part. Think of it as like Krampus again.
Yeah, we're here for like what the Golden State Killer is going to experience.
Yeah, so here are all of our options, guys.
Okay.
Cast your votes. Where's he going?
It's like American Idol. Call 1-800.
Email, and that's why we drink at gmail.com. Cast your vote. Where's he going?
I was going to say don't do that, but now Eva's doing email, so you can do that.
Okay, if you want Eva to not quit, please don't actually cast your votes, because we'll literally get thousands and Eva's going to leave, and then we can't. I can't breathe just thinking about it.
Yeah,
so just do it in your mind and in your heart, and we'll hear you.
Yeah,
so
we got you.
A quick snippet of like what the fuck's going on in Dante's Inferno, just so everyone like has an idea of how we got here.
I don't even know what's going on.
Okay. So Dante's Inferno is obviously about Dante in the 14th century, and Inferno is actually the first part of a 3-part epic poem.
Sounds
so
like
this whole book, there's literally fucking 3 of them.
Fun poem.
Really, if I wanted to do this justice, I'd have to recite 3 books in 20 minutes. So this is why no one's getting what they want out of this. So
totally.
The 3-part epic poem is called La Divina Commedia, which is
the Divine Comedy.
The Divine Comedy.
Right.
Okay. Wow, you know so much.
Listen, I went to Catholic school.
Oh, wow, they teach you a lot there.
I know about the devil, I'll tell you what.
Okay, let's see how much you know. So Dante, in this story, he is lost in some dark woods where he is attacked by 3 different beasts, which are allegorical: a leopard, lion, and she-wolf.
Oh, sure.
Don't know why I can't just be like a gender-neutral wolf, but the fuck ever. 14th century.
We can update it to 2018 standards.
Yeah, okay.
The
gender-neutral leopard. My favorite. Also, there's all of this analysis that I would love to delve into, but I just shouldn't. It would take too much time. That each of them represent different things,
but they're just
I just don't have the time.
They're just like animals. Just move on.
Just fucking Google it. Also, I do want to preface this with we are going back to old school M.
1300. Oh, old school.
No, I mean
M.
we're back to like the 14th century in this story, but like me telling the story is old school high school M, because my 2 main sources were fucking Cliff Notes and Wikipedia.
The part where you go, okay, this is a presentation that I made in 8th grade that I'm just gonna like.
I literally my initial muscle memory took me right back to Spark Notes online, and I just was like Dante's Inferno, and then I mean. You know what? It got me through high school and it got me through college.
I was gonna say
and it got me through grad school. I'm certainly gonna.
You have a master's degree. Couldn't have gotten that wrong.
Anyway, so there's this woman named Beatrice who, once again, I can't go into details, but she is Dante's ideal woman.
Wait, no.
Let your mind wander.
I need details.
I do too. I literally skipped over it because I knew we didn't have enough time. I don't know. She's got long legs and like steak. I'm not sure.
Steak.
That's what my fucking ideal woman was like. Allison, are you listening? So.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, Beatrice. Bullet 3, I meant. Okay. So Beatrice sees that Dante is lost in the woods and calls for an angel to bring him, of all people, the Roman poet Virgil.
Oh yeah, me too. And
has the angel bring Virgil to the woods to help guide Dante in his journey out of the woods so that no harm will happen. So my ideal woman can also summon a fucking angel, and then the angel can summon the Roman poet Virgil in the 14th century to help me out of the woods.
Oh, I see.
How about my ideal woman brings me some fucking GPS and a steak?
And a steak.
And we're fine.
Yeah.
That's my ideal woman, actually.
Long legs.
And her name is Allison.
Oh!
She's a cutie. Okay. So the only way out of these woods, by the way,
sure,
is through hell.
Well, I mean, obviously.
So, basically all of Inferno, the synopsis is they journey into the underworld.
Into the underwear.
Into my underwear. What? I don't know.
Long legs, steak.
Long legs and a pair of underwear.
I don't know where this is going.
Me either. Hell. It's going to hell.
That we're for sure.
Also, let's play the game of which level of hell are we going to?
Oh, the one with all the babies. I know there's one with babies.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
Well, then I didn't do my research right.
The unborn babies. There's not a.
No.
Okay, maybe that's just.
Maybe it's just not in Inferno. Maybe
it's
like
just a fun rumor.
Maybe
it's really fun.
Or maybe I didn't do my notes well enough.
I don't know.
Eva. Anyway,
Google unborn babies hell.
Eva, do your job. Come on. Don't make haste.
Oh,
Make haste.
Yeah, I was like, no, make as much haste as you possibly can.
Okay.
Which level? I don't know.
Which level do the
4.
dead babies go to?
I want to go to 4.
You want to go to 4?
Yeah, what's that?
Okay, calm down.
Well, I'm excited now.
I'm trying very hard to not make this like my normal staircase flaw where I like can't figure out
you're,
floors.
Like, floor 8.
Imagine if I'm like, okay, circle 6, room 5.
Subtract 2. Okay.
Okay, so your guess is 4. I honestly don't remember in what order these are,
I'm gonna
so
guess 4.
I'm gonna say I want to be in level 6.
Okay.
I know I don't, but I'm just gonna throw a number out and see where it takes me.
Deeply want to be.
It's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Eva, where in hell do you want to go? What number?
Ooh, 3?
Okay.
Okay, 3, 4, and 6.
I think Eva's gonna have the best life of us all.
Probably. It would suit us well.
So, okay. Oh yeah, the gates of hell. That's where we are. So, just entering the world.
Sure.
So Dante and Virgil, they're on this journey. They have to get through hell to end up back home on Earth because apparently these woods weren't in fucking Earth. So, they're at the gates of hell, and the gates are marked with an inscription that says, "Abandon all hope, you who enter here.
Enter here.
You who enter here."
Ye.
Okay, ye. I forgot we're in the 14th century.
How could you?
Do you wonder if like
forget?
Satan like updated it recently? You think there's like a modern
He was like y'all, or
Like-
he like put the letter U.
like
instead.
OMG, like come on in.
You who enter here. OMG. He doesn't say God.
Doesn't he?
No, because he's Satan.
OMS. So
Jesus Christ.
they enter the outlying region of hell,
Right.
known as the anti-inferno,
Okay.
where the souls who in life could not commit either they couldn't commit to either being good or bad. So basically it's limbo, essentially.
Oh. So they were like the people who stood by and watched. No?
This is like purgatory.
Okay, got it. I'm just not gonna analyze it. Just go on.
Where they basically, it's considered like the first circle of hell, because like it's the outskirts of hell, and as you get deeper and deeper into hell, you go into like further and further circles.
Okay.
So the first layer is like the nicest
the like
layer.
less bad one.
Yeah, and
so
9
why
is
did
like.
I pick?
Why did I
you
pick 6?
Even
Because I forgot.
As we guessed.
As we guessed, Eva, congratulations! You're gonna have a less
Although
shitty
she still picked
afterlife.
3 instead of 1, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, so here's what's going down.
Uh-huh.
When you are in limbo, you are for eternity running nonstop while hornets bite you and maggots drink the fallen blood.
What? I'm sorry. Hold on. That's my 12th level. That's my all the way level. What could be possibly worse?
And remember, there's 24 regions.
No.
So even though I'm saying 9 a lot, the answer's 24.
How is this possible? That's the worst thing that could ever happen.
And those are just the people who couldn't like decide if like should I be a good person or a bad person, and then like this is what happened afterwards.
Maggots drink your blood.
So basically, this is like the house of pagans that they call it the house of pagans, but anyone who was not baptized or never followed Christ, this is where they go. So,
Okay.
I'm going to use this as a reference and make sure that I don't fuck anything up.
Sure.
And here's the weird thing about it. So that's like supposedly one story that actually happens, like that the maggots and hornets chase you and eat you and all that. But then they also say that this is considered like an alternate heaven because it's the best case scenario of hell. So like you actually, while this is happening, also live in a castle with 7 gates, which symbolize the 7 virtues. And the whole time that you are living in this anti-castle, you're struck with grief from the lack of God's presence.
Oh.
So apparently that's the rest of your life if you aren't super religious.
If you just like don't know what to do.
Right.
Okay.
The hornets decide for you. Okay, so then at the border of the second circle, there's a monster there named Minos, and he assigns you to what circle of hell you go to.
Oh, so it really was like a purgatory of like
Like that's like,
you're
okay,
not
that's
really
step
there yet.
1.
Okay.
Be happy that you never had to meet Minos.
Okay, and then Minos is like, I'm gonna send you.
And so Minos is the way that it was described to me is like he was a like very large cat fox thing.
Oh,
Like the devil's pet, maybe.
sure.
He curls his tail around himself a certain number of times, and that indicates what number circle
so
you're
if
going
it keeps
to.
going, you're like,
So if that boy is coiling, you are going straight to Satan. So
I'm just picturing Gio's butt curtain like 1, 2.
how many swishes do I get? So, okay, so like I said, the circles gradually increase into like a more and more horrible afterlife.
Yeah.
And if you get all the way down to the ninth circle of hell, that is the center of earth where Satan is held in bondage.
Fuck.
So they say like you have to, that's why they're walking through hell, because they have to get through hell to get to the center of the earth to then get to earth. I don't know how fucking Dante got so lost, by the way.
Hold on.
How did he...
Listen, I get they didn't have Google Maps, but like, how?
How many turns do you have to go wrong on to end up outside of the center of Earth, backwards through hell, and then in some like telekinesis, telepathic angel woods where the leopard of death tries to... I'm confused. We're just like, I think I went too far.
I think I would probably end up there if I didn't have Waze on my phone. But I mean, I don't know.
You know, Waze can tell me how many cops there are, but they don't tell me how many allegory lions there are. And that's the real problem. Let's bring that up. Okay, so anyway.
Stupid.
Okay, so yeah, remember this is an epic poem. So
It's pretty fucking epic.
So basically everything is like through poetry. Like everything has a meaning in this story. So the sinners in each circle are punished. Basically, the more wicked the punishment is proportional to how wicked their crimes were and how bad their sins were. So,
okay, fair.
So if you just weren't baptized and didn't believe in God, then you only had hornets to deal with.
Just had to get maggots.
But if you were like Eons, you know, you're probably gonna like hang out with like Satan.
Sure.
So, and each punishment is considered a contrapasso, which is symbolism for poetic justice.
Interesting.
So which I'm sure if we wanted to take everyone's fucking time, we could go through each of these and we could be like, but why is it this? Like, what poetic?
Let's do it.
You know what I mean?
Why is the jaguar?
Like, what does the jaguar mean?
The
like
angelic.
What's the symbolism behind him? So anyway, if you guys care for that, I'm sure there's so much out there.
There's an ATWWD like allegory club or something.
Eva?
Anyway, I don't know what we're looking at you for, but
Eva, do something with my eyes. What am I saying?
Make it. Join it. I don't know.
So the people who sinned but prayed for forgiveness, they were those were the ones that ended up in purgatory. So a lot of people are like, what's the difference between purgatory and hell? It's if you prayed for forgiveness before death.
Oh.
You end up in purgatory and you can essentially...
You don't get real forgiveness. You get like
you get like ideally you would then labor, like you would work hard enough to eventually be able to free yourself from your sins. Like you get like almost a second chance. Like you're in the doghouse, but you have a chance of like proving yourself that you don't need to go to hell.
Okay.
Like... I guess purgatory is the idea of like you're in this endless limbo.
Right.
But according to this, it's that you're only there until you've proven yourself otherwise.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah. You know,
sort
options. So, Dante's 3 major categories of sin are symbolized by the 3 beasts that he saw in the beginning.
Okay.
They are incontinence, violence and bestiality, and fraud and malice. So incontinence, actually, in this case, back in the 14th century, incontinence meant like lustful, gluttonous, hoarders, wasters, wrathful, like anything that was basically like one of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, okay.
7 sins? There's 7.
Yes, there are 7.
I'm Jewish. So
you sound like me with my like English isn't my first language.
The only sin is not gossiping enough. So that's what I'm used to.
Let's pause so everyone can laugh. Okay.
They're not done.
Oh. All right.
What if we just did this forever?
It's died down a little bit.
I don't think so. I think there's still like a hard chuckle.
If you talk really loud, you can get their attention back.
Wake up, guys. So, So anyone that was considered in the incontinent category, they had a better version of hell because they were still within the first 4 circles of upper hell. So they were in circles 2 through
nice.
they were in circles 2 through 5.
Oh.
Do you have a question?
No, I was in circle 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I thought we were raising hands. Okay.
No,
Wait,
wait.
I just was recognizing myself.
No. Hold on. I'm in circle 4, so we're both there.
You're both there. Unfortunately for
M's not.
unfortunately for me. So anyone that's in circle 2 through 5, they endure less torment than those in lower hell. And lower hell is located within the walls of the city of Dis.
What? Wait, so you were bricked in, basically.
Yes.
Like we discussed last week.
Yes.
Okay, you're bricked into the lower level of hell.
The deeper levels are organized into 1 circle for violence, which is circle 7, 2 circles of fraud, which are 8 and 9. So I guess I just made the cut. I'm on the outskirts of the walls of the city of Dis, but I'm still considered in lower hell, not upper hell.
Yeah, you tell yourself whatever you
upper
want.
hell, there's purgatory, then there's upper hell, which is circles 2 through 5.
Oh,
and
that's
then
us.
the outskirts of the city of hell, like hell proper, is where I am, circle 6.
So you're in the suburbia of hell.
I'm on the outskirts of the county line. And then within the walls is circles 7 through 9, which is bad
news bears.
That's lower hell. You guys are in upper hell. You're gonna make it.
We're fine.
So
We're good.
oh my god. So like I said, so now pretend we're in the city of Dis, okay, where there's the last 3 levels. There's 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9 are the worst ones. Remember?
I see it.
So circle 7, which represents violence, this is where it gets tricky. So everyone have a little bubble graph.
Okay.
Circle 7,
Yeah.
circle 8,
Yeah.
circle 9.
Yeah.
Circle 7, which represents violence, is divided into 3 rings.
Okay.
So from 7, there's 3 options. From circle 8, there's 10.
Jesus.
And from circle 9, there's 4.
Okay.
And they're all different things. So in circle 7, there's 3 rings. In circle 8, there's 10 ditches. And in circle 9, there's 4 regions. We're going to get through all of it. It's okay, guys.
What?
It's okay. But basically, if you add it all up, that means hell is divided into 24 divisions.
Okay.
Okay. So we have done the first circle, which is the maggots. So now that we have
Sure.
crossed the bridge into lower hell or upper hell,
So we're out of purgatory.
we're out of purgatory and we're starting our descent into upper hell, which is circle 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a lot of numbers, and
No,
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
into it. I'm into it.
Okay. This episode is for the fast thinkers. So
Catch up.
so the second level is, does anyone want to guess the sin?
Gluttony.
No. Almost. Lust. I say almost because gluttony's coming
I
up.
was like,
Okay, so the second level,
wait, so they're like lust.
each circle is for a different sin.
Yeah, they're like, you're fine at lust.
You're fine.
But then gluttony's worse than that?
Hang on. So the second circle is lust, and your punishment is you are violently back and forth blown. First of all, blown. By strong winds for eternity, preventing you the ability to have peace or go to sleep.
What a weird.
Because remember, everything's a poem and everything's poetic justice and everything's.
So there's wind and nature.
So the strong winds symbolize the restlessness of a person who is led by desire for fleshly pleasures.
Fleshly pleasure.
Yeah, I
Fleshly?
chose that, not Wikipedia.
Fleshly pleasures.
I'm just kidding. Wikipedia did that.
That's my new band name.
So, fleshly pleasures. And then, read a second circle of hell.
It's from Dante's Inferno. You probably
wouldn't
don't.
even get it.
No.
So the third one is,
Gluttony.
which is where Eva is.
Oh, that's you!
So
What
here,
a glutton.
the souls are overlooked by a 3-headed monster named Cerberus.
Yes.
Okay. Here, all of the souls, Eva, are you listening? This is your future. Forced to lie in a vile slush that is produced by a never-ending rain of filth and human excrement.
What?
The vile slush symbolizes personal degradation. We still can't fucking do that word. Personal degradation of one who overindulges. So it's literally smothering you to represent like you, like not like taking in excess.
How much a lush you are.
Like how much you're willing to like put in your body right now.
Why am I not that?
Listen.
That's me.
Also, while this is happening, while literal shit is raining on you until you're drowning in human shit, the 3-headed monster Cerberus that I mentioned, he's guarding you guys from leaving, and he is mauling and flaying you with his claws as you howl like dogs. And you're just forced to lie in this slushy
Hey, it's
poop.
not me. It's her. I'm number 4.
Get ready.
She can stay.
Okay, Eva, scale of 1 to 10. Are you satisfied with how your life turns out?
Listen, I chose poorly, but I for the rest, yes.
I feel like she's wise. She's like,
I think she's like, it's like a game of chess. It's a game of strategy. It's like,
Yeah.
I may hate it, but I might actually really appreciate it
she's
later.
like, I don't love it, but also,
I'm not going to say no just yet.
yeah, it could get worse.
Let's see if this reference says anything else. Oh no, bombarded with human excrement. Great. Okay, so we're on board. Okay. Okay, here's the 4th circle. You ready, Christine?
Is that me?
That's you.
Yay.
Greed.
Oh,
So, greed, funny enough, is divided into 2 groups.
uh-oh.
So it's between hoarders and spenders. The people who don't let anything go and the people who just give everything away when they don't even have, like, when it's not efficient for them.
Okay.
So what they do is the hoarders, they are forced to push heavy boulders for eternity into the center of a circle.
No, I'd rather go to the excrement rain.
The spenders, which one would you be, a hoarder or spender?
I don't know. Is spender like you give it away, or is it like you spend it on shit to buy for yourself?
I guess that'd be greed, though. Oh, well, this is greed. Fuck.
Greed.
I guess hoarder if you want everything. Like, it's basically do you take or give?
I give.
Okay, then you're a spender.
Okay.
So the hoarders are constantly pushing a heavy weight and heavy stones into the center of a circle. The spenders have to then take those boulders and push them back out. And so for eternity, you're just
So either one's
rolling.
an equal fucking nightmare.
you're
Doesn't
just,
even matter.
Just depends if you want to move into the circle or out of the
Doesn't even
circle.
matter which one I pick.
It's just like a constant, just you're just
garbage.
rolling a boulder for eternity.
So it's like Sisyphus.
Yeah,
but-
it's basically the whole idea of it is that it symbolizes your selfish drive for fortune during your lifetime.
Jesus.
It's also guarded by the ruler of the underworld, Pluto.
Oh.
Fun fact, we're learning mythology.
He's just bitter that it's not a planet anymore.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a valid point.
I think
Eva,
you-
look into that. Okay, so
Write that down.
write that down. So the 5th circle of hell is anger.
Oh boy.
Let me just double check my sources here. Yes. Okay, we're all
This is
squared
probably
away.
Geo's punishment.
Oh, probably right now.
Right now
we'll
with
have
the-
to warn him about the 5th circle of hell.
Yeah, with a kitten.
So basically, all of the souls here, depending on what type of anger they had, they fight each other on the surface of the River of Styx, which, by the way, is in this storyline, the River of Styx is just coated in garbage, which is not how I was raised what the River of Styx was, but
Nah.
whatever. So apparently in this one, it's like a horribly rotten smelling
So it's like all
sewage-based water.
the rain that rained all over Eva. and
Yeah,
then
it's now pouring into the
it's like
water.
an offshoot into
Yeah.
the river.
And if you were an aggressive, angry person,
Right.
you and everyone else who is ever an aggressive, angry person are fighting each other on top of the water. Like you're just running through a
On
river
top of the water.
like not walking on water, but like you're sledging through the water and trying to beat each other up
That sounds fun.
for eternity. While the passive people who are passively angry their entire lives,
That's me also.
which is fucking Megan from
Megan.
7th grade,
Fucking Megan, what bitch.
those are the sullen, angry ones, and they, because they were passive and never did anything with their anger, they are slowly sinking in the sewage mud and gurgling underneath the surface,
Dude, that's
and not able to breathe.
for sure me forever.
While the active, angry people are literally trampling over them, fighting with other people.
Oh my.
So, like, imagine like. Everyone's had this experience at least once where you're in the ocean and like the tide comes and you can't get out of the tide and it's
you're
like holding you under.
Out of control.
Imagine that, but dirty garbage sewage, and people are fighting on your back, but for eternity.
And you're like, oh, I'm not even going to die to
Nope.
remove myself from this.
but like you feel you're gonna die.
You're like, I'm already dead.
Okay, the 6th circle of hell. This is where I am, guys.
Oh, M's turn.
This is yay. Yes. Oh, this is a good one.
What's
so
the category?
heretics,
That's totally correct. That's totally
The
correct.
outskirts of the city of Dis. And the demons of hell guard the gates here. Mm-hmm. And literally for my entire life, if I end up here, I will be sitting in a coffin that is on fire. Just burning forever.
That is on fire.
That is yes, on fire. So anyway, we've gone through the 6 simple ones.
Wait, that's it? You're just in a coffin on fire. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
there's
great.
nothing more than that.
That's it.
And also,
Sure. What was your sin?
heresy.
Okay.
So,
So they're just like, we're just going to say you're fire, leave you.
it's like fine, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, okay.
Like we've got other things to attend to.
It's like, we're guys garbage rain and
Yeah,
yeah.
But so, like I said, and that's just 6 of the 9. We're about to get into the more complicated actual city of Dis, the like lower hell.
Ugh, we didn't even make it that far.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know that I just want to preface for everyone again. I know that there's so much more. I literally just went through fucking 2/3 of a whole book. So like so much happened in between that of like all their travels and who they talk to and all the symbolism is all in there.
Allegory.
It's all there. Mm-hmm. So if you are interested in what I'm saying, which you're a kind of a lunatic if you're not, by all means, go pick up this fucking book and read it. It's a doozy.
ATWWD Book Club.
Eva?
No, it's a thing. Goodreads.com.
Jess?
I'm not gonna make anybody read fucking Dante's Inferno.
I'm just saying, like, if you need a good light read in the bathroom, you know, this will really get you spooked. So, okay.
No comment.
Who's ready for the 7th circle of hell, also known as the plane of fire?
Let's send Blaze there.
Eva's ready. Oh.
I'm just thinking,
Are you and Blaze in a fight? Sounds like it.
No, I'm just thinking who else can I send? There's Blaze Alexander, Allison.
Uh-huh. You can send Allison. I don't need her.
Let's send Allison first.
Okay. Allison?
We'll send Blaze and Alexander to the next ones.
Yeah, she's fine. She'll make it out.
She'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, Allison, where are you going?
So, 7th circle is violence.
Oh my.
This is divided into 3 rings, okay?
Okay.
Everyone with me? The next 3 things I talk about are all in the same circle.
Sure.
So imagine like a dart target. You know how it's like a bullseye?
Yes.
Think of a bullseye. So there's
A dart target.
how about everyone goes and fucks themselves? Because I was trying really hard to
Target!
I was trying to think of the word bullseye and it just wasn't hitting.
I just like how you went a dart target.
I was like, if I
a bullseye.
Basically, I was using your ears as like a Google search engine. I was like, if I say enough words kind of correct, the right thing will show up.
It worked.
It did. So bullseye.
I just kind of caught it a little late.
Okay, so bullseye.
Bullseye. Dart target.
I know.
You were right with target. That makes sense.
Okay. So bullseye, you know how it's like multiple circles?
Yes.
Okay, so 7th circle, 3 rings. So think of an outer ring, middle ring, inner ring.
Right.
The outer ring is, these are all different rings of violence that have to do with a different type of violence. So the outer ring is violence against neighbors. The middle ring, like others, basically.
Okay.
Violence towards others. The middle ring is violence against yourself. And inner ring is violence against God, art, and nature.
What?
So hang on. Let's get into it.
Just gonna be quiet.
So the outer ring, violence against others. This includes murderers, war makers, tyrants of any kind. Basically, you know, I don't.
Allison in her prime.
Allison is a fucking tyrant.
Tyrant and a half.
So basically, here there's a river of boiling blood. And here's a little quote. As they wallowed in blood during their lives, so they are immersed in the boiling blood forever, each according to the degree of his guilt. So basically, like, based on how bad your sin was, is how hot the blood will be that you boil in.
They just like change the fucking temperature.
And it's like different jacuzzis of blood.
Oh, gross.
And so not only that, but centaurs are guarding the entire ring. So even if you try to swim out and get out, if you float too high to the surface in the boiling blood and they think that you're not like sinking enough, they will shoot arrows at you.
Oh, a horseman will be like, no.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you like float to the top, they shoot arrows. So it's like, do you want to get shot or do you want to like just let yourself drown in
Like
the blood?
boil in blood forever.
So that's if you hurt other people. Sure. If you hurt yourself, which we
Apparently is worse.
well, because that's like the ultimate sin according to the Bible, is
But
committing
it's
suicide.
not the ultimate, because apparently it's not the worst, right?
Well, not according to this, I guess. But
Just
whatever.
shooting.
It's bad enough.
Listen, I'm a centaur shooting holes in your theories. That's all.
So okay. Anyway, middle ring. If you are violence towards yourself,
Sure.
this is they put you in the wood of suicides, which we don't need to make funny, but I'm just reading
Okay.
the notes. The wood of the suicides, in which the souls of the people who attempt to commit suicide, who have attempted or committed.
Oh my God.
I know. And so people who have gone through that, this is where you'll end up. I was on circle 6, so I'm not too far from you, apparently.
Wait, this is where I end up.
Yeah, I'm in circle 6. You're in circle 3.
No, I was 4.
Oh, you were 4. Eva's 3.
Why am I here?
You're not here.
Oh, I thought you said this is where I'll end up.
This is where they'll end up, apparently.
Who?
People in the middle ring.
Oh, okay. You were looking at me. I'm so confused.
You're right across from me. Okay. So apparently you turn into trees.
Sorry.
Which seems like the least worst problem.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. I don't see that really.
Everyone should turn into trees.
I feel like that's like not the worst thing to happen. Oh, wait. You turn into trees that get fed on by harpies. What are harpies?
Oh, Christ. Those are those like horrible, like.
Oh, those. So, hideous clawed birds with the faces of women?
I went like this. Thank you.
Where's the face of a woman?
They're demon birds that are women that like claw you.
Okay.
Yeah, here. see?
There it is.
There
Yes.
it is.
Ugh.
Yes, thank you.
A
Eva.
blonde. No.
Did I not make that face?
Yes, you made the face of a blonde.
No.
So
You know what? Shut up.
So that's what happens. The harpies attack the trees.
It was nice with the trees. It was.
I thought that's where we were going. I was like, oh, you like turn into a
Yeah.
tree. That's great.
It was great for a minute.
Okay, so guess not. Okay, inner ring, where apparently, so I was confused why being violent against God, art, and nature would be like so much worse than like
Yeah, me too.
murdering people. But apparently, according to Virgil, art is created because of nature, and nature is created by God. So art is essentially the grandchild of God. And so if you're being disrespectful or violent towards art, then you're being disrespectful to God's grandchild. I think that's not true.
Towards art. Okay.
Well, basically, the main reason was that art and nature are the only two legitimate sources of wealth in the 14th century. And so they were like, if you disrespect either of those, then that's...
You disrespect capitalism.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So this is what happens there. There are... this is where blasphemers and sodomites go.
Oh my.
So here's what's going on with them. The blasphemers, the ones who are violent against God, they are stretched out on burning sand, and and flakes of fire slowly fall from the sky.
Slowly though.
And they just have to lie like this and like let the flames hit them.
but just really slowly.
just really slowly.
Isn't it blasphemers or am I wrong?
I thought it was like blasphemy. Blasphemers.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Then the sodomites, who are violent against nature, they are literally just told to run in circles on the burning sand for eternity.
So there's like people stretched out with slow flakes of fire.
And the people around you just running forever. I mean, realistically, if you're going to like have to run or lie down forever, which would you rather do?
Exactly.
And then the usurers, is that a real word? Usurers? They are the people who are violent against art.
Spell it.
Usurers. Usurers?
Usurers?
Okay, well, this is what's going on with them. They are violent against art, and they are literally just crouched and weeping the entire time on the burning sand.
Oh no.
So it's like, would you rather run, lie down, or cry?
I feel like whoever's running this place is just like also in hell because they're like, fuck this. I just have all these people crying and weeping for eternity and I have to monitor them. It just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I wonder how they're getting paid to monitor all this.
Awful.
Okay. So now, that's the 7th circle of hell. If you're violent towards anyone, that's what's going to happen to you.
Great.
8th circle of hell is fraud.
Oh,
Eighth-
my.
The eighth circle of hell is also the messiest because there's 10 ditches. So here's the thing. The eighth circle is called the Malabolga, which means evil ditches. And it's shaped like an amphitheater, but divided into 10 chunks
Jesus.
with a bunch of bridges between them. So you can walk between each of the ditches.
Well, that's nice.
But each ditch causes its own hellish punishment. So, just want to make sure that I get all these right. Okay, there's 10 ditches, like I said, and the guard his name is Gurion, and he is a, quote, winged monster with the general shape of a reptile dragon.
the general.
The general,
Just
you know how they're so versatile.
Yeah, it's just the average.
But he has the tail of a scorpion.
Oh, sure.
He has hairy arms, a reptilian body, and the face of an honest man.
What?
Which, with a body like that, there's nothing honest about him. But I'll move on. That's how I see men altogether. I'm just like,
Sorry,
ooh.
what?
So
Okay.
he guards the place.
Sure.
Not many people get through him, I think.
So he's like a winner. Like, you're like, oh,
He was like the jock in high school. It's like, God damn it, he's just going to win again.
he's just the guy where you're like, listen, I'll marry him and my life will be fine. It'll
It's
be
like, if I saw him at a bar, I'd be like, look, buddy, I don't want any trouble. I just want to get my drink and leave. Please leave me alone.
good. Look, buddy.
Look, buddy. Look, Garyon. Okay, so here are the 10 ditches.
I'm into it. Let's
And
go.
once again, they're each for different sins. So, if you are a panderer or a seducer, you are in ditch number 1.
Uh-oh.
Here you make the panderers and the seducers make 2 lines each, like panderers, seducers, and they march for eternity while being whipped by horned demons. So that's just
That doesn't seem as
option one.
creative. I feel like
they're really like they're not
they're like the Hornets in the beginning.
like they're
then.
getting bored. They're getting bored.
At
here.
least the people in the beginning had to run. That's pretty fucking awful. These
Yeah, now they
people are
just march.
walking.
So then ditch 2 are the flatterers. They are steeped in human excrement
Oh dear.
and they are forced to fight each other. I think in one of them,
I'm pretty sure they're just like, yeah, in Eva's one that she was also getting rained on by human excrement
yeah, in this one they're just sitting in it, which is worse.
and fighting each other though.
Yeah, yikes. Okay, so here are the simoniacs. They buy and sell religious favors. So like pardons and stuff like that.
Oh, the what's the word with the I?
Idiots. Yeah.
No. The one where they would sell things where they'd be like, oh God, we'll forgive you if you buy this from the Catholic Church. Oh shit. Sorry guys.
Why did you do this?
It's gonna drive me crazy. It's fine. Someone's gonna scream it at me on Twitter. I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, those people.
Just know that I know the word and I'm just drinking too much wine. Indulgence! Thank you, Eva. God, indulgences.
This is why we have Eva.
Indulgences. If you sell indulgences, it was like what the Catholic Church did back then, and they would like charge enormous amounts of money for people to be like, you won't get to heaven unless you buy this indulgence.
Well, then that is ditch 3 of the 8th circle
That's
of hell.
where they are.
And guess what happens to them? They are placed upside down, headfirst into holes with flames burning the soles of their feet.
Okay.
And the heat of the fire is proportionate to their amount of guilt.
Sure, I imagine that is specifically exactly what they deserve.
Right.
Yes.
Then, ditch number 4, obviously sorcerers.
Sure thing.
Obviously sorcerers. Let me just double check here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, this is a good one. Okay. So sorcerers does not just mean witches. It also means like
Warlocks.
fortune tellers, psychics, anyone that... So us, this is realistically where we're going to end up.
This is actually us.
Their heads are twisted around on their bodies.
Oh my.
That way they are compelled to walk backwards for eternity so they cannot try to cheat God and see too far into the future again.
Oh, so they actually believe that they can see.
It's like another symbolism thing.
Oh.
So then ditch number 5 are barrators, corrupt politicians.
Sure.
I mean, we all knew they would get here, so. They're immersed in a lake of boiling tar, which is guarded by demons that are named evil claws.
Cute.
They are torn to pieces with evil claws' claws and grappling hooks. That's all. They just have to sit in boiling tar for the rest of their life as a demon tries to tear them apart.
Get clawed.
Ditch number 6 are hypocrites. They walk around a narrow track weighted down by lead robes.
Okay. Lead robes. Got it.
And actually one of the people that apparently Dante saw here was the high priest that advised that we crucify Jesus. But he has a very specific punishment here, where instead of having to walk around with everyone in a robe made of lead, he himself is crucified to the floor by 3 large stakes, and everyone is walking on top of him.
To the floor?
So imagine people with heavy lead robes walking on top of you forever while you're crucified.
It's not Pontius Pilate, is it?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No. I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Caiaphas?
Okay, never mind.
I'm not religious, guys. Please say.
Clearly I am, and I don't even know.
Okay. So, ditch number 7 are for thieves, where you are bitten by snakes and lizards who will curl themselves around you. And then once you have been bitten, you will explode into flames and then rise from the ashes where they bite you again. Then ditch number 8 are for fraud, where basically you are literally just inside a giant flame and burning alive forever.
They're like running out of ideas here.
I think so. It's like their wife was like, dinner's ready. And they were like, okay, I gotta finish this up.
No, just like put them on fire. It's fine.
So the next one is Sowers of Discord.
What the fuck?
This one's interesting. These people are hacked and mutilated for all eternity by a large demon wielding a bloody sword. And they must drag their bodies around in a ditch trying to heal. And once they are healed, the demon will then recut open the wounds.
Oh my god!
So they have to like keep reliving the same torn open wounds.
That's the most fucked up thing I ever heard.
So some of them have their tongues cut out, and when it's finally scarred over, they just cut more of the tongue off. Some people's eyes are gouged out, and they'll just keep stabbing them in the sockets. And some people apparently are carrying their own decapitated heads. Healing every wound, continually heal and reopen. The last ditch of the 8th circle of hell is for falsifiers, any version of anyone who's like relatively lied. And just as they were, this is the allegory part, just as they were a disease on society, they are now each afflicted with a different type of disease. So, but it ranges all the way from like a cancer to a stomach thing, to thirst, like immense thirst where you think you're going to die.
No. Rabies.
And they all just have to attack each other and just live like that for the rest of their life. They also are compelled to have to, like they can't stop scratching their skin until their skin comes off.
Okay. Sure.
So then now we're at the 9th circle of hell.
Oh god.
Which is also known as the pit of hell.
I'm there.
Okay. So the 9th layer of hell is for treachery.
Okay.
And so this is divided into 4 regions of the pit of hell.
Right.
So this has 4 chunks. And this is, again, based on how serious the sin was, is how tough it gets. But the fun fact about the pit of hell, because when you think of hell, you think of fire. But the 9th circle of hell is all made of ice.
Whoa. It's like Greenland and Iceland.
Yes,
Where
this is
they're the
actually Greenland. So there's a frozen icy lake called Cocytus.
Okay.
Cocytus?
Well, I don't know.
Who cares? Maybe Satan.
Who cares? I mean.
And then, okay, so they're in a frozen icy lake, and then each of the 4 like levels of your sin, based on how bad your sin is how deep in the ice you are. So, and also each region is named after one of the famous people who actually did this sin. So round 1 is called Cana, which is named after Cain, who killed his own brother.
Yes.
And this is for traitors or people who betray their family.
Okay.
And here they are almost submerged into the ice water, and they have their necks and heads out of the ice and are allowed to bow their heads to protect them from the wind.
Well, that's nice.
So that's the best that they get. And that's the best that it does get. Then the next one is called Antenora.
Okay.
After Antenor, who was a Trojan soldier who betrayed the city of the Greeks.
Uh-oh.
Because this is for people who betray their community.
So that's worse than betraying your family.
Yeah, so there's betrayal of family, betrayal of community, betrayal of guests, which I don't understand, and then betrayal of God.
Oh, okay.
So the Antinora, so he betrayed, for people who betray their community or their country or anything like that, like treason basically,
okay.
they have, instead of having their necks available so they can bow their heads, they only have their heads above ice, but they can't bend their necks, so they have to deal with the wind chill.
Okay.
Also, they have to eat each other if they want to survive.
Oh, okay.
You know how it is.
That's specific.
So then round 3 is Ptolemy, named after Ptolemy, who invited his father-in-law and sons over and then killed them.
Right.
So betrayal to your guests. And these people have to lie on their backs on top of the ice while they're, or not on top of the ice, but like basically they're floating in the water and the only thing, like they're looking up but still frozen in the water. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, yes. They're on the surface.
Like their face and their toes are revealed. Basically.
Oh, I see. So they're
and
submerged.
The rest of
yes. Except for their face and toes.
And this allows them to cry, but the tears freeze on their face and they can't wipe it out because their hands are under the ice. So they can't even blink and they can't even cry.
What in the fuck?
And then one of the souls that Dante crossed here said that even if you are still alive after you sin, your soul has actually already died and a demon hasn't taken over your body. So like even if you have committed a sin and you think you're alive, your soul has already actually gone to whatever circle of hell you're going to end up at. Even if your living body is still living, it's just inhabited by a demon. So he said like, I committed a sin and my body and my soul came down here and I've been here ever since, but my body died 10 years later. I just wasn't in control of it. So that's a fun little theory.
Okay.
Okay, so the last round of the last circle of hell is called Judaica.
Okay.
Named after Judas. And so this is a betrayal to God, where in this area it is completely silent and all of the sinners are fully encapsulated in ice, distorted, twisted in every conceivable position, and cannot even speak. Just have to stare into ice for eternity. So that's all of the circles of hell, regions of hell, all 24. But what happens at the end, spoiler alert, it's a wild time. It's really not. Not after that. So
it's been a wild time.
Anyway, Dante and Virgil, they make their way through all 9 circles of hell. They reach the center of hell, and here they meet Satan himself.
Oh, man.
After the last realm of hell. And Satan is described as a 3-headed beast with 6 bat-like wings made of leather. Gross. He weeps from his 6 eyes, and his tears are made of a mixture of bloody froth and pus from the sinners as they pour down his 3 chins.
What?
He also
3 chins?
He has 3 heads.
Oh, I thought
so
it meant
6 eyes, 3 chins.
Real fat.
All the way down his double chin.
Like, not double chin, but triple chin. Got it.
So he, in each of his mouths, he is chewing for eternity the 3 ultimate sinners, Brutus, Cassius, and Judas.
Wow.
And Judas has a particularly bad chewing in his mouth. Okay. So
texture?
Anyway. No, so Brutus is being chewed on, Cassius is being chewed on another mouth, and then in the center mouth is Judas, but Judas is getting chewed even harder than everyone else because he's the ultimate sinner. And he's being gnawed on while Lucifer is also flaying him around from left to right. So his body is like getting broken left and right. And Lucifer is clawing and shredding him to pieces over and over again for eternity.
Cute. Okay.
Fun fact, all interpretations of the 3 faces of Satan have to do with the perversion of the Trinity, because Satan is impotent, ignorant, and full of hate, which are all in contrast to God being all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-loving. Oh. There are also thoughts that the 3 faces, because one of them is red, one of them is yellow, and one of them is black, and it's supposed to be like the main original colors of people.
Those are the colors of Germany.
Oh, okay. So he's also German. Makes sense. Where's Hitler in this? No, he never got mentioned.
No comment.
Well, also, he wasn't around in the 14th century, so. Where do we think he ended up? Let's talk about it later.
He and Erons are down there together.
Okay, good. Okay, so last bullet, Virgil and Dante. This is also how you know I got this from fucking Spark Notes, because even I don't know what this means. I just decided to throw it in and see what other people thought.
Go for it.
I'm just going to read it as is. Virgil and Dante begin their escape from hell by clambering down Satan's ragged fur, feet first, and when they reach Satan's genitalia, the poets pass through the center of the universe and emerge a little before dawn on the morning of Easter Sunday, 1300 AD.
This sounds like a weird, bad screenplay that Eva had to read while she was like...
Satan's genitalia, happy Easter.
like helping a screenplay competition in Los Angeles. Like... No,
Yep.
like read the log line. No, this is not.
Where's the center of the universe? Oh, it's through Satan's dick.
Yeah. Surprise.
Surprise! And then it's Easter morning.
But it's not a comedy, it's a drama. What the fuck?
Okay, so I know that was long. I'm sorry,
No.
everyone, but wow, was it good.
Wow, was it an adventure?
It was informative.
I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about Eva, too.
I like to think everyone at least kind of figured out where they're ending up. Because no one who listens to this is going to heaven. I hope we know that.
I hope we can all agree we're at least getting rained on by some excrement.
But guys, 50 years from now, Facebook meetup, Seventh Circle of Hell. We're all going to be there, BYOB. And that's that.
As long as I'm allowed to BYOB, I don't really mind where.
Well, Eva's going to BYRB, so BYOB.
Okay. All right.
BOOB.
She's in the easiest version of
Boob.
hell.
I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, let's just have me stop talking. Your turn.
I'm turning the fan down.
Okay. Tula's line of skincare combines probiotics with other key ingredients to address all your skin's needs.
Each Tula product is like a healthy smoothie for your skin.
Ooh.
I know. Ooh. They feed your skin the same way a balanced diet nourishes your body.
You already know probiotics are good for your stomach, but did you know that they're great for your skin, Christine?
What a surprise.
Probiotics are actually the newest breakthrough ingredient in skincare, and Tula is the first brand to make probiotics the foundation of its entire line.
Love a good probiotic.
Love a good probiotic.
Tula was created by Dr. Roshini Raj, a practicing gastroenterologist, which, by the way, I know them well.
Yes.
She knew that probiotics were good for her patients internally, and so she created Tula in order to bring the same health-boosting, soothing benefits to people's skin.
Tula offers affordable probiotic products for all of your skincare needs. It's great for all skin types and all ages, and the products really work. They have thousands of positive customer reviews and have been featured in Vogue and Health Magazine.
Some of their products include a purifying cleanser that removes all of your makeup and debris without over-drying, which is one of my favorite products. There's also an overnight skin rescue treatment that works with your skin's nightly repair process to ensure you wake up refreshed, which I also love. I also love their Volume Defense Deep Wrinkle Serum, which reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I have really dry skin, so I found that really helps.
And I have really oily skin, so they have an Aqua Infusion oil-free gel cream, which
Nice.
is brand new. And it's oil-free, weightless. It's a gel texture, so it won't clog your pores and delivers 3 days of hydration.
That is key. For 20% off your purchase of Tula, visit tula.com/drink and enter promo code DRINK at checkout. That's tula.com/drink. Enter promo code DRINK for 20% off your purchase of Tula. That's TULA.com. Havenly is the most delightful way to design spaces in your home on any budget, including ours.
Yay!
Shockingly.
Low.
Partner with an interior designer to create a beautiful design based on your unique style and space, and then you can buy what you love directly through Havenly's platform with access to hundreds of retailers and the guaranteed best prices.
Everyone could use a little help with designing a space in their home. Me!
Me too.
And Havenly is the easiest and most affordable way to actually do it. They've completed tens of thousands of beautiful designs, and their team of designers works with you online to design the living space of your dreams, whether it be a guest room, family room, kitchen, bathroom,
Geo's
cellar,
bedroom.
in your basement. Oh,
Ghost room.
anything you want.
Ouija board.
Seance room.
Everyone deserves a beautiful living space. Starting at just $79 per room, Havenly helps you every step of the way using your budget and your style to shape the design you want at a price you can afford.
I know that Christine has used Havenly, and it has totally shaped how her whole living room looks now. It looks amazing.
People come in and go, "Oh, you look like an adult," and I'm like,
You do.
Never thought anyone would say that to me.
Christine looks like an adult because of Havenly. So if you want to look like an adult because of Havenly, we can do that for you. If you want to try Havenly today on your own, visit or with your friends. I mean, whatever.
Whatever you want.
You can visit havenly.com/drink and get 25% off your design package. This is a huge, huge deal. That's Havenly, HAVENLY.com/drink. If you have dyslexia like me, apparently, let's go through it again. It is HAVENLY.com/drink for 25% off your design package. Havenly.com/drink. A lot of us spend hours in front of a computer at work, so we know staring at a screen can get exhausting.
That is true.
Even if you've never heard of digital eye strain, chances are you've experienced the effects.
I have. I spend all day writing on a computer for work, and then I come home and I spend all night researching murder on my computer for work. Always the screen.
At my job, all I do is I'm on the computer most of the time where I'm emailing clients or reading scripts or doing something that involves a computer, and then I come home and do research or... Our eyes are tired, and I get migraines. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of migraines from looking at the screen.
I went to my eye doctor a few weeks ago, and she was like, "How many hours a week do you spend on the computer?" I was like,
all my waking life.
How do I count that?
How do I count not being asleep? But luckily for you and us, when you protect your eyes with a beautifully designed pair of Felix Gray computer glasses, you can keep doing the things you love to do, like looking at murder and ghosts online.
Just watching ghost videos, watching Zach Baggins.
And then when you get bored, catching a quick episode of To Catch a Predator.
Sure, why not?
So Felix Gray's lenses are specially designed to filter blue light and eliminate glare from screens, which are the two main culprits behind digital eye strain.
They have blue light filtering technology embedded into the lens, so they're effective without the telltale yellow tint or color distortion of other blue light filtering glasses. Their frames are handcrafted from premium Italian acetate, which is the same material used by the biggest designer brands in the world.
And they're super stylish. We actually both got the same pair of glasses, which we did not expect.
We're so cute.
But I picked a pair. Christine picked a pair. They ended up being the same pair.
I wore mine at work, and I was like, cute glasses. And I'm like, they're for my eyes. And
they are medically smart.
Yeah.
And help me.
That's me at work. But they're so cute, and they don't look like computer glasses. But
they don't. They're nice, normal, stylish glasses, but they actually also help you.
And they prevent my headaches, which is great. So everyone can benefit from wearing a pair of Felix Grays. There's no prescription necessary. All orders are free shipping and free returns, so you've got nothing to lose.
You can go to felixgrayglasses.com/drink to try a pair of Felix Gray glasses today. That's felixgrayglasses.com/drink.
felixgrayglasses.com/drink.
Eva, how did you feel about that? What's your takeaway? Personally, publicly.
You know, it made me feel like I didn't listen very closely in high school.
Can you imagine if that's what they taught in church? All of a sudden, I'd be like, oh, we're going to church all the time.
Dude, that is what they teach.
Oh, I don't really want to go to church.
Well, in Catholic shit, when you're a child, they're like, by the way, Satan will fucking
do all of those things too.
Scratch your skin off until you die. Like, truly, that is what you learn as a child in Catholic school.
Or if you live in Germany, where they give you fucking children's books about scissor hands.
That is also accurate, yes.
Okay.
They're like, we'll cut your thumbs off if you don't pay attention in school. And it's like, well then, guess I
cut
gotta.
away, bitch.
Guess I gotta. Okay. Let's talk about my story.
Okay. I feel like we got a double feature from you because we definitely...
Yeah, I kind of went on a little rampage there.
We know you like your rampage. It's okay.
But here's the thing. I, as you can tell, had a really hard time focusing on anything else this week besides Golden State Killer.
Right.
So I went ahead and I had trouble finding a case where I was like, I just want to cover this. Like, I had trouble finding something that I felt like I could put as much energy toward as researching Golden State Killer. So what I did was I was researching cold cases, and I found a cold case that was solved yesterday.
Shut the fuck up.
Alongside Golden State Killer.
And of course it got no attention.
No attention. Exactly. And that's why I wanted to do it, because I was like, it deserves some attention, even though it wasn't as high profile.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Cool.
And it is the murder of Mandy Steingasser.
All right.
So Let's go back to September 1993.
Travel back.
My brother was born that month.
I was 1.
Almost 25 years ago. We're in Tonawanda, New York. And Mandy Steingasser was a 17-year-old high school senior. She was happy-go-lucky. She was really popular and fun and quirky. She loved animals. She was really close with her family. She loved to party with her friends. And after a night out drinking and partying on September 19th of 1993, Mandy vanished. And nobody knew where she had gone. Nobody could find her. They spent weeks searching with no luck. The night of the party, when police looked into it, she and her friends had gotten an older friend to buy them bottles of whiskey and rum. They went to a house party and then a rock and roll bar in Buffalo. Sounds like
Rockin' time.
a rockin' time, where they were turned away for being underage. So womp. But that's the last anyone knew of Mandy's activities that night. Almost 5 weeks later, so we're talking like a month and a half later, she still hadn't been found. People were still searching. And then that week, 2 young men who were out looking for mushrooms.
Neat. Neat.
In Lewiston's Bond Lake Park in New York, found the body of a young woman in the lake, or near the lake. Someone had strangled her and fractured her skull in 2 places. And the area was actually known as Dead Man's Path because it had been home to several other attacks throughout the years.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not a good sign. A 16 and a 12-year-old girl had both died there, been attacked there. Yeah, in previous years. So that's pretty bananas. So police immediately suspected Mandy's classmate, whose name was Joe Belstadt, and he was the last person that Mandy was actually seen alive with. So about 1:20 a.m. on September 20th, the night of the party, Mandy got into a car at Oliver Street and 5th Avenue with an 18-year-old male student from her high school, and his name was Joe Belstadt. Joe insisted to police that Mandy was only in his car briefly and said he dropped her off a few blocks away. Mm-hmm. And at the time, theories were all over the place. No one knew what happened. I mean, she was 17 years old and her classmates didn't know where she was. And then all of a sudden she would turn up not only dead, but murdered. So
right.
Everyone at school was throwing around theories. I was reading an article where the counselors were yeah, we were just constantly we spent the entire year just trying to help students cope.
That's really sad.
It really fucked up, really sad. Her family was obviously devastated. Her friends were going to school every day, not only knowing that their friend was murdered, but also wondering if their one
of their classmates did it.
Yeah, which of their classmates had done it, or if one of their classmates had done it. And essentially everyone was paranoid and no one had real answers. But the police the whole time were convinced it was Joe, this classmate that multiple witnesses had seen putting her in his car. And that was the last that anyone had seen her alive. Excuse me. So unfortunately, they didn't have enough evidence to bolster their case. So they just needed to work on collecting enough evidence against him. For almost 25 years, he was the prime suspect, but they could never quite pin him down. So among the evidence that they did have, so they had, like I said, the witnesses who saw them together hours before she disappeared. He admitted that she had been in his car, but he said he dropped her off a few blocks away. He claimed that after she had gotten into his car, she changed her mind about going with him, asked to be dropped off, so he dropped her off at a nearby church 4 blocks away. That was his story.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
I'm just kidding. I
was like,
just wanted to see if something happened.
Great. It's really awesome. But police believe he had taken her to a local lover's lane where things got out of hand and then he murdered her.
That's awesome.
Also,
it's not.
Is that a new catchphrase?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
That's our new catchphrase.
I just wanted to see if it would stick. It's doing it for the worst now.
Not working.
Not what we need to do.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
It's not working.
No,
Okay.
not yet. We'll try something else.
Okay. Keep
Them rolling.
keep workshopping it.
Okay, just shop it. Just
I
shop it a
think
little
you need
bit.
to shop it a little more.
Okay.
You'll get there.
Okay. I'll come up with a catchphrase eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just write that down. We'll work on it.
You'll write it down.
You write that down. So he said he dropped her off at a church, but police thought he took her to Lover's Lane and murdered her. So also, police had witnesses who saw Joe cleaning his car at a coin-operated car wash at 2 a.m. that night. Basically, within the hour that they believe Mandy's body had been dropped off at the muddy part of the lake.
Convenient.
Very convenient. But Joe continued to insist it wasn't him, and according to police, Joe asked his friends to lie about his whereabouts after he picked up Mandy and told his friends to tell the police that he had been in Canada. So they did. They lied for him. They told police, at least 2 out of the 3 told police that Joe had been in Canada after he had picked up Mandy in his car. But the second police were like, hey, by the way, this is a murder investigation. Mm-hmm. All of them were like, okay, fuck this.
Never mind.
We don't want to be involved. Like,
our friendship only runs so deep.
Totally. Send him to the 8th
It's
layer.
like, oh, I didn't mean Canada. I meant he was at the crime scene.
I mean, he was outside a muddy lake. Is that the same thing? Yeah. So basically, they all caved under police pressure. And they actually told police that they had seen their friend Joe coming back from the car wash, having washed his car inside and out between 2 and 2:30 a.m. that night after Mandy went missing. Convenient. Joe told police that he had dropped Mandy off with a person, an individual, at the church.
Okay.
But when he described the person, police were like, oh, he basically made up a composite of people he knew into one person.
Okay.
And was like, oh, that's the guy. Like, just combine, like
brownish,
qualities.
greenish, bluish eyes.
Totally. And was like, oh, you wore, like, sports clothes, or whatever. Like, he combined qualities of people he actually knew. And
Like he has skin and hair.
Yep.
And he spoke a language.
Oh my God, I know that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So they were like, this is not verifiable in any sort of way. So Joe also failed 2 lie detector tests. One was administered by state police and another was administered by the FBI. And he failed both of them. Authorities said he walked out of a police office during the first polygraph test because he was upset by the tone of the questioning.
Don't you hate it when they get you there?
Sassy. During the second test, a polygraph operator felt the subject gave untruthful answers to 2 questions. These are the questions that they felt Joe lied about. Question 1, are you involved in the disappearance of Mandy? And are you withholding any information? Joe answered no to both questions. Mm-hmm. And those were the 2 questions that both times showed as lies.
Gotcha.
But all of the above was circumstantial. Polygraphs don't count.
Great.
You know,
That's awesome.
People saying I saw him at the car wash doesn't count. Like, the DA was never going to move forward with this case. So they just didn't have anything. And they spent decades trying to pin him down and they just weren't able to do it. Mm-hmm. So different from the Golden State Killer case, like they had no idea who it could possibly be. In this one, they were like, we know who it is. We just can't find the evidence. We can't pin him down. So they never stopped looking into him. They never closed the case because they knew who their suspect was. And Joe himself told, which by the way, he had the same name as Golden State Killer Joe. Joseph. Just saying.
Just saying.
Wasn't even on purpose.
If your name's Joseph, I'm weary of you.
You got wary.
Yeah, weary.
Okay.
What's happening?
You said weary.
No. Well, we also know I say ZipRecruiter, so
Sorry.
no surprise there.
Sorry. Listen.
I just slur my words and I'm fucking sober all the time.
English isn't my first language, so
You get it.
Who am I to say what is correct or what is not? I don't know. You could be also I'm weary of him as well.
Okay.
So this guy, Joseph, he told Buffalo News in 2016, quote, this is great, fab.
Ready.
I don't want them to stop investigating. I want them to find out who did this, but it wasn't me. As long as they keep looking at me as a suspect, they're never going to find out who did it because it wasn't me. The former classmate, Joe, spent time in prison in the late 1990s after he was convicted of stealing and burning a car.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Everyone does. It's just teenage years.
What level of hell does that send you to, though? Car arson.
Carson?
Carson.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, really, at that point, it's like a pick your own kind of game.
Oh.
I want the one where I'm lying down and not moving.
Yeah, you're just like flakes of fire
It's fine.
falling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, me too.
Joke's on him. I'm into that.
Ha
So
ha 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 ha. So he spent time for Carson. He currently lives in the Buffalo area, has a family of his own, kids, wife, etc. He said, quote, "Was I a screw up back in the day? Yes, I was. But I never did anything on this order. I have a beautiful wife and young kids of my own. I have a good job. These investigations, all these years I've been through pure hell over this. I'm not the guy they make me out to be."
pure hell, like
Pure.
ninth circle kind of pure.
Ninth circle, like Judas level, contorted
Wow.
body.
He's in Satan's center mouth. Wow,
Yes.
that's rare.
He's
Satan is crying blood and pus all over him.
pus into his contorted body.
He's experienced it. He's saying he's been there, so I'm gonna have to believe him.
He's saying other people put him through it. He didn't even do it himself.
But the only way he's here today is because he climbed down Satan's genitals and got to the center of the universe. And now here we are.
And you know what? It wasn't even because he denied God. It was like he did nothing wrong.
I mean, it wasn't even a big deal. He's just being a baby.
The rest of the world did it to him. Mm-hmm. So sad.
That's how it always goes.
Yes.
It's never anyone's fault except everyone else's.
Here's the thing. He was lying. I know.
Who'da thunk?
I know.
Who'da thunk?
What's the level for liars? There's like an early level for liars.
Something about maggots.
Oh, right. There's like maggots and like maybe excrement.
Right.
Raining.
I mean, Eva, you know more about excrement than we do, so
She's the expert on excrement.
she's the expert. Excrement expert.
Excrepert. Nope.
Why
Okay.
wasn't that on your resume, Eva? Excrement expert.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Let's go on. About 5 months ago from today.
Wow.
So this happened in 1993. About 5 months ago, prosecutors reopened the case to take another look at the evidence. They had more sophisticated DNA technology, obviously, so they were like, we want to reopen the case and look at the evidence again with new technology. Yesterday, April 25th, 2018, same day Golden State Killer was arrested thanks to forensic testing. Police arrested Joseph H. Belstadt outside his home in Tonawanda on his 43rd birthday.
Wow.
For the murder of Mandy.
Happy birthday.
Happy fucking
You
birthday.
got what you deserved.
Guess what? Euron's Golden State Killer just started celebrating his retirement last week.
Ugh.
Happy fucking retirement.
Happy retirement. What are you
Happy-
going to do with all the time off?
I'm going to hang out with this motherfucker in the ninth circle of hell is what they're going to do. So he was arrested about 6:10 p.m. Tuesday by officers. They approached his car as he returned home from work as a tow truck driver. He apparently rolled up his windows and locked the car doors as they were coming to arrest him.
This won't get them.
He literally closed the windows and locked the doors and just sat there. And apparently they had
Like, they'll go away. They'll knock on the window a little bit and they'll just head out.
It's like that little kid thing of like, if I cover my eyes, they can't see me.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
So apparently they had to tell him it doesn't matter whether you close your windows. They literally said it would make no difference whether or not your windows are open or closed, your doors are locked to your arrest. Like, it's not gonna.
Next time, like, Satan's at my door, I'm just going to roll the window up.
It's like,
I'm just gonna be like, no, you can't. I can't actually get to the icy pond right now. My windows are closed.
I can't put my face in the pond
Yeah, I actually can't eat the other people around me because my doors are locked. So try.
Good luck getting some maggots in here because
Yeah.
waterproof.
Don't even think about it, bucko.
My Ford has waterproof windows.
My Subaru does a whole lot of damage. Let me tell you right now, don't even take another step. Satan.
They literally had to tell him it would make no difference whether or not he was arrested, whether his windows were open or closed. So finally he was like, okay, I guess I'll unlock my fucking car door. And they were like, thanks.
What a weird exchange.
What a weird fucking
It's like a
moment.
Like a hallway conversation in school. Like, okay, thank you. Like,
It's like,
very odd.
It's
Or like a bad date.
I guess arrest me if you have to. I tried to avoid it in the most awkward way possible, but okay. Yeah. So the assistant public defender, his name's Dominic H. Saraceno, and he's the one who's defending Bellstat in court. So he appeared with Bellstat in court, and he said that, so his argument is that Bellstat received a letter 6 or 7 months ago telling him that they were reopening the case. And he's like, listen, if he did it, he would have run. And he didn't run. And he's still here.
So weird.
So that's his argument.
Well, good argument, I guess. Not.
But not really, because he's lived in the same place.
Well, so the Eurons.
30 plus years. Thank you. Exactly. Good point. So he said he didn't run. He stayed here. And that's like his only argument. He has no other argument as to like why he's innocent. So a retired North Tonawanda detective chief named Gabe DiBernardo, who had called the Steingasser murder the most frustrating and upsetting case of his more than 35-year career, said this was one of the happiest moments of his entire life. He said, for years I've prayed for this. Every night I would pray for my own 2 daughters and then say a prayer for Mandy. I knew this beautiful little girl. I knew her family. Her father was my friend for 50 years. And the family was like a really close family friend of his. The daughter, he said, I watched a video on like a local news site in Buffalo, and he said that Mandy was like a daughter to him too. Like it was like his own daughter. He was that close with her father and the family. So he said every night he would pray that this would get figured out. And now he's been retired since 1998. And 20 years later, it's finally been solved. So this is like a huge moment for him and the whole department. He said he knew the dad, Richard Steingasser, for more than 50 years and was friends with him. But unfortunately, Richard, Mandy's father, died last year at the age of 70, so he wasn't alive to see...
That sucks.
Yeah, the capture of her murderer. She had no brothers or sisters, so her mother, Lorraine, is still alive and is the only surviving member of her immediate family, and still lives in the same home where they grew up, where Mandy grew up, which is just very, very sad.
Yeah.
Just very sad. She had no brothers, sisters. She didn't respond to any questioning about this. She was just like, I need space and I want to be alone. And
fair.
For obvious reasons. And DiBernardo, the investigator, said, I feel so bad because I always promised Richard and his wife that we would find out who did this. But Richard didn't survive to see the arrest of her killer, which is just... really tragic. But Joe Bellstat pleaded not guilty on Wednesday afternoon to the 1-count indictment before Niagara County Judge Sarah Sheldon, who set his bail at $250,000 cash and scheduled his trial to begin September 10th of this year.
Wow.
So same day as Golden State, same day as fucking Cosby. People are getting locked down.
I guess we're like, I mean, if we're learning anything, it's that if there's a killer on the loose, like, look in town. Clearly he like lives right here.
Look next door, man.
Yeah.
Someone on our fucking Instagram, I posted a photo of like, oh, I can't stop talking about whatever, Golden State Killer. Someone posted, he lives on my street. And I was like, what? But like people truly... It's such a personal home.
So scary.
Home hitting thing. Anyway, so that's this, I just felt like I know this is not going to get any coverage because Golden State Killer is
Right.
happening the same day. So I wanted to find something that was like
Well, she also deserves some justice of like recognition.
totally,
Like,
totally.
so that's what we're here for. We're just saints, actually.
That
Christine the Saint.
we're not going to any realm of hell. What are the realms of heaven? Because I'm going to that one.
Oh, that one, there's actually just a river of the purest, wonderful aged wine.
Cabernet. There's some gummy bears.
Yes. Oh,
Great.
that's all you need?
Yeah, that's really all I
I need
care.
my long-legged woman who likes steak.
She brings you steak. Yeah. That sounds good. That's all I got, man. That was a wild trip for me.
It's all been a wild time.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, I guess, if you're still here.
I'm fired up.
Do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah,
Okay.
if I remember.
All right.
So check us out on social media. We're at ATWWD Podcast. You can email us at andthat'swhywedrink@gmail.com. Eva's now helping us with emails, so say hi to her too. You can send your listener stories there. We do a listener episode every month. We're doing one coming up on the 1st of May, which is this upcoming Tuesday. We have a wine and crime episode releasing that same day. You can also check out our shop at andthat'swhywedrink.bigcartel.com. You can donate to our Patreon at ATWWD Podcast. And is that it, Em? I'm trying.
We have our website
Oh, right.
at that'swhywedrink.com.
That's a thing. We're going to CrimeCon, and it's your last chance to use our code ATWWD for 10% off your badge. Come meet us. We're going to be there doing a live show, our first live show
We have a live show at 2:15, and then on Saturday we have a meetup
in Nashville.
in Nashville. It's going to be a big party because there's a whole lot of people that have said that they're coming. So,
We want to meet all of you.
and our moms do too.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got our live show. We've got both of our live shows already sold out
Yep.
in May and June. We don't have any updates for other live shows yet, but stay tuned.
We have an update in that we have updates that are coming.
We have an update that things are on the horizon, but we don't. We
Have details.
TBD.
TBD.
TBA.
TBA. That's better.
Okay.
They're being determined, but they're going to be announced.
Yes. TBD/A.
Sure.
All right. And
That's... Nope.
1, 2, 3. And that's why we drink.